Shamanism has deep, deep roots here in Africa. Way before Christianity and other religions set foot here in Africa, this was the spiritual practice of a lot of the tribes here in Africa. Unfortunately, it's all been labeled as witchcraft. Now, I'd like to just share with the viewers and a lot of viewers out there that don't know much about shamanism. I'm speaking about what I've learned right here in Zimbabwe. Here in Zimbabwe, we have three different types of shamans. We have a Sangoma. Now the Sangoma, he's the one that can get in touch with the ancestral world. That's his job. The second is a Nyanga. Now Nyanga, he's the herbalist. He's like the doctor. He's the one that can get you better if you're not feeling well. Out in these rural areas, there is no hospitals and no clinics in some areas, deep in Africa, and also way before the white man got here and medicine got here. It was all about the Nyangas looking after the people. Then the third one, which gives all of them a bad reputation, is the Intagat. Now the Intagat, he's more the dark side. He's the one that will use human body parts, and if you don't like someone and you want to put a curse on someone, you go and see the Intagat. He's also people that believe they want to get rich quickly. They go to this Intagat and he can do some kind of sacrifices, and I don't know what he does really. I've never met an Intagat. I've only met Sangomas. And the interesting thing about Sangomas, it's so similar to Buddhism. I'm learning Buddhism. I love Buddhism. It works for me. It's my kind of understanding. I did grow up as a Christian. I went to a Dominican Catholic boys' school, and I just couldn't accept that the only way to get to heaven, as you'd call it, is through Jesus Christ. I was like, what about the Bushmen who are deep in the Kalahari? They've never heard about Jesus Christ. Now they must all just go to hell because they haven't heard about Jesus Christ. And this just didn't make sense. And I started searching all over for different forms of spirituality. And I've learned a lot about the Sangomas. And that's how I've learned the close relation between the Sangomas and Buddhism. It's almost the same practice. In fact, spirituality is a really interesting thing. There's so many different practices, and believing that your God is the only God just does not make sense to me. That's ego, and that's what I love about Buddhism. Buddhism is open. They respect all religions. A Buddhist won't try and convert you to being a Buddhist. He will tell you to practice your practice. If you're a Christian, be Christian. If you're a Hindu, be a Hindu. If you're a Muslim, be a Muslim. And that's what's interesting about all these different religions. I believe all these different religions are different keys to the same door of spirituality. The Muslims, it's devotion and faith. The Muslims can pray up to, I think it is 6 times a day. That is faith, that is devotion. The Christians, if you believe in Christianity, Jesus Christ was about forgiveness and love. Forgive them, Father, for they not know what they do. Jesus Christ just practiced pure love. In the Buddhism, it's more about the mind and stilling the mind and being compassionate and to being compassionate to all beings. And I just love that. And that's what attracted me to Buddhism. The Sangoma part of spirituality is really, really, really close to Buddhism. Their teachings are kind of different, but the practice is the same. There's so much similarity in the Sangomas and Buddhism. It is absolutely fascinating, and I love it. I've got quite a few Sangoma friends, and I've met a lot of Sangomas who are a lot more spiritual than these religious people. Being religious does not mean you're spiritual, and a lot of religious people are not spiritual, and a lot of spiritual people are not religious. That might sound confusing, but that is the truth. There's a lot of pastors out there and prophets just making money out of it. Whereas the Sangomas that I have met, there's nothing like that. They're just about pure spiritualism and the ancient practice of ancestral worship, which I really do respect. And unfortunately, all the Sangomas fall under one terrible umbrella of witchcraft. The minute people hear you're going to Sangoma, they think, that's witchcraft. And that's just a misconception. People don't really know much about the practice of Sangomas. And unfortunately, everyone believes that Sangomas, Nyangas, and Ntagats are all the same thing. It's just witchcraft, it's witch doctors, it's terrible, don't go there. And that's a very unfortunate misconception, because I've met a lot of Sangomas that are a lot more spiritual than people that go to church, and these false prophets and these false pastors. So this weekend I'll be going out deep into the rural areas to take my friend Joseph, who is a Sangoma. It's his ceremony this weekend, and he's asked me if I could take him and his family out there. And I don't know what to expect. I'm sure it's going to be pretty interesting. I know there's going to be other Sangomas there, which I can't wait to meet. It's going to be a lot of singing and dancing and drinking chibugu, which is a traditional beer. Like I said, I don't know what to expect, but I'm going there with an open mind and open heart, and also to just document rural life in Zimbabwe. We don't really know what's going out there and how people live in these rural areas, and I'm sure it's going to be pretty interesting. And if you want to see a lot about shamanism and rural life in Zimbabwe, stay tuned. We might learn something. I'm going to learn something. I'm definitely going to learn something. And just keep an open mind. Don't just close your mind to witchcraft. It's not just witchcraft. Part of the ritual with the shamanism and the Sangomas is drinking beer, and right now we are going to buy a whole 20-liter container of beer. That is just incredible. It cost me $5 to get 20 liters of beer. This is called chibugu or inkwebu, which is also known as traditional beer. I am extremely fortunate to be going on this mission. Very blessed to be with Joseph, who is one of my spiritual leaders in a different kind of way compared to other spiritual practices. As you know, I believe a lot in spiritualism. I got his family loaded all their gear into my car. We're ready to go, and we're on a mission to about 120 kilometers out deep into the bush to practice Joseph's ceremony. Where are you going, Joseph? I missed that.
Susa.
In Susa?
Yeah, village 3C.
Hey, in Susa.
Gogo Manyoni.
Gogo Manyoni.
Yeah, featuring his son, Makwaba, Joseph.
Joseph Makwaba.
Yes.
We're going to talk with the ancestors.
Yes.
We're going to meet and talk with the ancestors.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
That's the story.
Deep into rural Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Have to make a quick stop and check on the traditional beer. It expands so quickly. It could possibly explode in the back of my car. So this is the second stop actually to actually check on what they call chibugu or inkwebu. This is the chibugu. As you can see how it's expanded and exploding traditional beer or inkwebu. This is the main focus of the ceremony we're going to, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. What is that, Joseph?
It's mtetelo.
Mtetelo.
Oh, this one is a snuff.
Snuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called udombo.
Udombo.
Yeah.
And?
From my language.
From your language. Yeah. And what is it for?
It's for connecting with the ancestors.
To connect to the ancestors.
Yeah, when I inhale it.
Yeah.
I connect with the spirits.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you can see, I'm doing it. I just want our road to be clear from bad spirits and everything that is dark that can stand our way.
Snuff.
Yeah, snuff.
Can I do some? Was it only for you, some gomas?
No, you can do some.
I can do some myself.
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't it? You are my friend.
Now let's first check the chibugu before we forget. So we have to open this.
Yeah.
Let's hear. Eesh, it's so tight.
Yeah.
Do you hear that, guys? Chibugu beer. Wow, I can smell it. I can smell it already. It's quite strong. All right, I'm gonna try some of the snuff.
Yeah.
Will I be able to still try with the snuff? I only want a little bit, please, Joseph.
All right.
Big China.
All right.
That's too much. Hey, that's a lot. That's too much.
That's too much.
I don't know what to expect here.
Okay. This one is very strong.
It's very strong.
Yeah.
So what do I do?
It's to connect.
Just, hey, but this is a lot, Joseph.
Just inhale it.
Snuff, guys.
Yeah, just inhale it.
Just note it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Sugar is inhaling. There. Ah. That is it. What? Yeah.
Oh my word. Holy
That
moly.
thing is very strong, guys. It's very strong. It's very strong.
My eyes are watering.
Sugar is connecting now.
Yes, but to the other nose.
Yeah.
One nose.
Yeah, the other nose. You can't do one nose.
Wait, I'm going to put it on this hand.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Do
is
the
like
other nose.
nothing I've ever snorted before. Jeez, like that is
Yeah,
insane.
elbow.
My one eye is fully watered up.
Yeah.
Woo.
Ah, it's a big stuff. It's mixing with herbs. It's mixing with herbs. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo.
Zuga is connecting now. You need tissue. You need tissue.
I need to clean
Yeah,
my eyes.
yeah,
Holy moly, that's a
Yeah,
wake
you
up,
need
wake
tissue.
up.
Where is tissue? You need tissue.
Ah, all
Take my
right.
cake there.
It's okay. Wow, guys, snorting snuff is really something else, man. I don't know if you can see my eyes watering, but that is something. Just done 60 Ks. We got another 60 to go up, and wow, that snuff, guys, that is something else. This is like Sangoma snuff, and it is really, really something else. Anyway, we got another 60 Ks to go. We're probably going to arrive in the dark because these roads are so terrible. But I feel awake now, actually. Ooh, my eyes are watering like it's Victoria Falls. Anyway, cool. Let's get on the road. We've got as far as in Susa now. This is in Susa. This is actually the rural area we are going to. We have finally arrived. It's just getting dark right now. But before I can go into the call where this whole ceremony is going to happen, I have to change. I can't go in shorts. It says respect. I've reversed back up. And I'm going to change into some long pants and cover my arms, just as respect for the culture of these people and also for the ceremony. You can't go to the ceremony in short pants. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Oh, good morning. What a night. Wow, that was just incredible. Sun has risen. Gonna tell you guys about last night. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my cameras in there because of the spiritual aspect of things. No cameras, no phones, no nothing like that. But I need to tell you about this. That was a really interesting night. Unfortunately, we could not take our cameras into where the ritual was happening, the ceremony was happening, because of respect. It was really amazing. I've never seen such people with such power and stamina. You can hear the drums are still going over there. They dance from sunset to sunrise, which is really, really incredible. What I saw last night is something I will never ever forget. Just the power, the energy, the rhythm, the music, the beats, pushing it almost up to like 146 beats per minute. People dancing till their legs and backs went weak and collapsing, getting carried out of the sacred room. That's where all the dancing was happening. There's one hut here, which is like the sacred hut. And I was in and out of there, jumping into my bed here in my car. I've got a nice warm bed, and it was just incredible. Lots of drinking of the traditional beer Chibugu, which is awesome. There's the sun coming up right now. I can see the first peaks of the sun coming up. Just an incredible night right here in the village. A lot of people were scared of me. They were totally blown away by me being here in this really rural village, rural part of Zimbabwe. No one really worried me. It was safe. It was just witnessing. I can't explain, I really can't explain. It's power, such power. People dancing till their legs went weak, but then within 20 minutes, that same old man is back up on the dance floor, just dancing till he goes into a trance, a hypnotic state, actually, with these beats and this singing, and the whole village area came for the ceremony. Well, that was definitely an experience I will never ever forget in my life. It was really worth coming out here and experiencing this. It's just such a pity I couldn't go in there and film what was happening, but you gotta respect the cultures. There's no ways a camera can go into a room like that with all the traditional healers, all the Sangomas just doing their thing, just the real legit African stuff. Amazing. Looking at the sun rising right now, just absolutely amazing. What a night. Morning, Joseph.
Morning, how are you?
How was your night?
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy?
Very much.
How was the ceremony?
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still continuing.
Still continuing.
Yeah.
What's next?
Today we start by 1:30.
1:30?
Yes.
This is your mother. Tell us about your mother. Who is your mother?
My mother is Sangoma.
Your mother's a Sangoma?
Yes. Her name is Macha. It means Machanga. Yes. And then his father, he was also Sangoma. His grandfather was a great Sangoma. He was called Slomuti. He was a Sangoma for Joshua Mkabu.
From Joshua and Komo?
Yes. He was Sangoma from Joshua Mkabu. Yeah.
And who taught you?
I taught by my mother.
By your mother?
Yes.
And your grandfather taught your mother?
Yes.
So it's a lineage?
It's a lineage.
Yeah, okay. This is Joseph's village, guys. This is where he grew up. In that big hut is where all the dancing was happening. In that hut right over there, where those men are sitting by the fire. Yeah, guys, what a night. This is really rural Zimbabwe, rural village. I had a great night last night as well. Fantastic night, actually. What a night. Very privileged to witness and stay out in such a rural community, to spend the night with some of the great Sangomas of this area. All the Sangomas came to partake in Joseph's ceremony. As a kid, my mum used to take me to these kind of ceremonies, and I have witnessed it before, but then I was young, I was a little boy. To see this again brought back so many memories with my mum, going to these kind of ancestral worshipping ceremonies where they just dance and communicate with their ancestral spirits. Like I said, this is what they believed in before Christianity got here, before they learned about Jesus Christ and other religions. This is how it was practiced back in the day, right here in Africa. Right.